Welcome to my new channel, where I will be sharing with you my experience of finding, purchasing and building on land in the Philippines. Bit of a daunting task. Why am I doing it? Mainly to share my experience with others, and to share maybe some of the tips, look at some of the pitfalls that you could fall down, but mostly just having a bit of fun and sharing you with our dream of building a sort of retirement sort of plan for the next 4 years. So who am I? I'm Nige, and I'm married to my beautiful Filipina wife Lynn. We met a few years back in London, and what we pulled together was the idea that our retirement would be in the Philippines. We are from the UK. We actually reside on an island between the mainland England and Ireland. It's called the Isle of Man. You've probably heard of it. Very famous for Isle of Man TT races that we have here once a year. In the UK, it's becoming increasingly obvious that in order for me to retire, the government don't pay out their retirement plans until I'm 67. Now, I've worked all my life very hard, and I don't intend to stick around and wait until I'm 67. We've made a decision to look at how we could finance our lives for the rest of our lives in the Philippines, which is going to be a lot cheaper, and we could live in a paradise, beautiful weather, and also that we could have a control over our destiny. I'm planning on doing this before I reach that age, so there'll only be about 4 years between me retiring and getting my pension. So it's we need a plan. So what's the plan then? Well, buy land, build a house on the land, build maybe 3 or 4 little Airbnb chalets, and that will be a little income which will support us when we're there. We plan to build our house outright and have no mortgage, so it'll be, we're cash free. Installing solar, drilling our own well, and the only probably cost we're going to have is our food, fuel, and maybe Starlink for the internet. So where did it all start? My wife mentioned to me that during COVID she used to watch some videos on YouTube, which everybody did during the COVID times. Now, vlogging obviously got to mammoth heights back in that time, and she used to follow a couple of people from the Philippines. One of them was Commander Dawat, Ansem as his name. Now, he used to ride bikes around the Philippines vlogging, or I would say probably not, well, it is vlogging, but it's more of like a historic program really, because the stuff, the information that you get from him is great, and learning local areas and looking at areas that may be potential for me to be able to go and live. So I started watching this and got a little bit obsessed. Commander Dawat, thank you. So I started to get obsessed and watching these, which then led on to me watching other vlogs as well. Kulas, which is probably one of the most famous vloggers in the Philippines, becoming Filipina. He brought a different sort of atmosphere, and the way he did his vlogs, slightly different to Commander's. But they were good pals, and that's how I kind of got onto him. They were pals, and Kulas had a place in Katiao, so they used to do a lot of fun. They were having some fun. You could tell during that period it was a real boys era. It was brilliant, and I loved every bit of it. I watched the highs and lows of Commander with his fish farm. But that led me on to looking at other YouTube channels. If you're into your YouTubing, you do tend to end up finding other channels. I don't know how it happens, but it does. I then stumbled across Michael from That Philippines Life. He owns the Canadian Beaver. He had a good series that I really enjoy. I still follow him now. But he visited a couple called Karen and James, and they were building a house in Aklan. I thought that was great. Good thing to me to watch. I could watch something being built, which I did. Yeah, great. And now they do, it's called Karen and James Adventures, and now the house is built. It's like a little small holding. They've got pigs, chickens, and growing corn, and they do a lot of vlogging. They go off and do their little things to other places in the Philippines, which I really enjoy too. I then stumbled across the Grounded Nomads, Matt and April. I must admit, I couldn't quite get Matt's humour at first, but now I watch his vlogs all the time. He's really, really informative, and he's so funny. I like it when he puts the bloopers up, because them two are so funny. They were building a house, and they bought some land. They got a fantastic architect and builder. He did both the jobs, which is a fantastic idea. I saw the plans, and I watched that build going through stage by stage, and I've got to say it's a pretty terrific house, probably very close to what I would say would be my dream house. And they did it at a steal, less than 80 grand, which I think is just crazy. So that's, you got a 2-bed place with a bedroom sort of for guests on the side, solar. It's tremendous what they've achieved. And thank you, Matt and April, for your influence, because you have really sort of helped me move in that direction of what I would like to build. Not in that area, but I do like what you've done. So that helped a lot. So I will put links to all of these channels in my description. It's always handy to look at these things, and I would recommend to anybody, before you buy any land, before you look at doing your dream in the Philippines, have a look around, watch YouTubers, because there's people out there who've got some great advice. Like me, I'm not a polished YouTuber. I'm learning as I'm going along. But I've got to say thank you to all of those who work hard, and for those who don't do this, it is hard work. I can't imagine how they get to do it. James and Karen, I don't know how they do it. They do a vlog nearly every day, and to be able to film it, look at content, put it together in a way that it makes sense, and then you've got to edit it, and then you've got to go through it, add music and captions and these things. It's time consuming, and I've got to say, I've got to thank everybody for doing that, because it's really helped me get where I am. So I thought I would put myself in the melee. If you want to subscribe to this channel, please do, and like it. And what I'll do then is I'm going to go through different episodes, so to make it a little bit of an easier watch. The last thing you want to do is to have me sitting here chattering on. I can show you some of the things that I've done about how I managed to purchase land, which is a challenge in itself. Where in the Philippines do you want to live? 7,600 islands. It's like, right, okay, how do you go about that process? What are the things you need to consider? Typhoons. Are you in the area where you're going to get a lot of typhoons? Earthquakes? All these things come into it, because it's going to be where you're going to live, and it affects, maintenance of your property, ongoing costs. So finding somewhere that you don't have, for me, they don't have too much of that. So I've looked everywhere, looked in many islands, and before I came to what we decided to buy land. So I'm going to take you through that journey. So the next couple of episodes, we're going to cover how I managed to find the land, who I got to help me, because I'm in the UK, I'm not actually there. So how do you see the land? How do you understand if the land's a good bit of land to buy? Are you buying from someone legitimate? These things are all really important things. You hear the horror stories every day on YouTube. I bought this land and the land was never actually owned by the person who sold it to you. So I'll go through those things like titles and that kind of stuff. So so I'm hope you've enjoyed it. It's going to be good fun. I'll try and make it a bit more relaxed. I might move around a bit actually, just to make it look a bit more exciting. And then we'll go through the next episode, which will be about what I did in my journey to find land in the Philippines. See you next episode.